ready to know what will be the movement. Why is it Bitcoin price drop all the way to 33,000? And where is the next, okay, where is the next move of the market? Do you really want to know? Can I see the chat room there? Can I see the chat room? All right, please put in something there. Okay, this will be the last portion of the presentation. I'm excited to share with you this. I'm not so sure, guys. If this happened, that is it. Okay, that is it. Okay, but I hope I can actually warn you. Okay, I want you to be very cautious where the market is moving. But let's just answer the first question. Okay, who holds? Okay, who actually holds or controls, owns most of the Bitcoin? Okay, let's just look into this intelligence report. Okay, I actually have a lot of this market intelligence report. Okay, so you can see the top 10 hodler. Okay, hodler of Bitcoin. We have Grayscale all the way down. Okay, we have Grayscale. We also have Tesla. We have Tim Draper. Tim Draper is actually my guru. Okay, I studied in Tim Draper University in California. All right, so that's why you saw my picture, right, with him at the back here. You will see. All right, you will see myself because I studied there. All right, so now we have this list. Okay, now you can actually go and check. Probably you can find out this list, but these are quite intelligence report. Okay, that you won't find that easily. Okay, so these are the Bitcoin hodler. But my concern, okay, my focus today is why is it Bitcoin drop all the way to about 32,000? Why is it? So my focus is going to be Tesla. All right, now please understand Tesla owns about 42,000 Bitcoin. They bought at about $1.6 billion. All right. Now, if you see this chart, okay, this is just to show you very, very quickly what happens. Okay, this is somewhere last year. All right. So we saw in January 2021, okay, Tesla bought about 42,000 Bitcoin and they added that into their balance sheet. All right. Now, also please understand, okay, that Tesla is actually a corporate company, right? So they are reporting to SEC. Right, so they have to do filing of that financial, okay, balance sheet every single year. So now, company announced the investment in February. Okay, in February they announced 2021. At the moment, the price has been closer to 32,000 based on its first quarter financial filing. Now, please understand this is probably a conspiracy, but I believe something is happening here. All right, so now, Tesla bought Bitcoin around 32,000 in January. All right, in January they bought 32,000. Okay, the value of the Bitcoin. Okay, at that moment they bought was 36,000. By the time they report to SEC in February, it went to 32,000. Now, guys, let me ask you something. Does Tesla need to pay taxes on their Bitcoin holding this year? Somewhere this month? Are they required to pay any capital gain? Do they have any capital gain? I don't think so, because that is the same price roughly they actually bought last year. I just want you to see, okay? So Bitcoin price came down all the way at the right time because now is the time that they are actually filing for the next quarter filing of their balance sheet, of their financial report. Can you just see that? Now, if they are making profit from Bitcoin, they have to then pay a capital gain tax on that. All right. Now, so that is just a conspiracy. Okay, just to give you some ideas so that you can see, hey, this is something that you need to really look into. Okay, and sometimes this requires some kind of fundamental analysis because you need to know what is really happening in the market. All right. So this is important. And you know, right, anytime Elon Musk says something about Bitcoin, either Bitcoin goes up or Bitcoin comes down. Why is it that he tweeted about Bitcoin after he bought and the price went up? And then after he tweeted again, and then the whole price went down. And now, okay, there is not much capital gain actually from the filing for the SEC and so on, right? That is the other thing I want you to see. But now, there's another thing I want you to also understand is what we call a CME gap. All right. Now, a CME Bitcoin gap is a very, very important. Okay. We need to look into that if you are traders. You need to understand, especially if you are doing crypto trading, right? Now, to learn more, okay, I have put a link here so that you can go and study what is this CME gap all about, okay? I'm not so sure whether you heard this from anywhere else or probably this the first time, but it doesn't matter. As I told you, right? Everything we do here is educational. We want you to learn something from it, all right? Now, let's look into the CME gap. So now, what is CME gap? Okay, CME gap, actually, there are 80% accuracy, all right? About 80%. So we don't really take it as 100%, okay? So please take note of that. Now, the gap is the difference between the trading price of a CME Bitcoin futures contract when the market closes on Friday and opens on Sunday. All right. So this is what happened. Now, the gap occurs because there are no trades between the closing period on Friday and the opening on Sunday. All right. So the gap can also occur during holidays when the CME is closed. Now, please understand, you might be thinking, right? Hey, Bitcoin is 24/7. Yes. But for futures contract, okay, such as CME, it actually follows exactly like the Forex market. All right, when it is on holiday, it doesn't trade. So you can see over here, right? We have a gap, right? We have a gap because it actually closes on Friday and it opens on Sunday. All right. So this is where it closes and it opens. When it closes and opens, there is a gap. All right. So the gap is around, okay, around 32 to 34,000. Okay, and you know that I predicted that Bitcoin will come down to 33,000 based on the CME gap. All right, and exactly you see over here, which is yesterday. All right, which is yesterday. We saw, can you see it is already filled? So this is open, this is closed, the CME futures, and here we saw it is actually filled. All right, so once it is filled, now Bitcoin price starts to rebound. Okay, I'm not saying bullish. Okay, please understand that. I say it is rebound. All right, so that is actually a good sign. But also, please understand, okay, this green is actually quite weak. All right, if you look into it, it is quite weak. But nevertheless, okay, it is worth noting that CME Bitcoin gaps are not created equal, as some gaps are wider than others. Also, while most Bitcoin CME gap historically fill up within 24 hours, some may take several days, several weeks, several months, and some may not be filled. Okay, so please understand. So it is not a compulsory that the gap has to be filled. Okay, please understand that. But there are 80% accuracy, but there are also most instances, okay, it will be filled later or sooner. Okay, please take note of that. So now I hope you understand. Okay, so now these are different factors. There can be many other factors like SEC, regulatories, and all those things. Okay, there are many other factors, but just imagine, why is it that Bitcoin has to go and fill the gap and then goes up again? Just think about it. Okay, this is very important thoughts that you need to have. Okay, why that has to happen? Okay, but nevertheless, it has already happened, and this is what we call a CME gap. At this moment, this gap is already filled. All right, awesome. Now let's move on. Okay, now I want you to watch something here. Okay, very, very important. So all-time high, okay, all-time high is 69,000 somewhere in 10th of November. All right, somewhere in April, I think we had about 64,000, and now the all-time high is about 69,000. So if we look, okay, we look at the CME gap. CME gap was filled at about 32,855, which is close to 33,000 on 25th of January. Now, look at this, okay? Look at the variance, okay, or the difference. So from the all-time high, Bitcoin price actually now down by how many percent? 52%. All right, that is a difference of $36,000. Now, let me just also shock you, okay? Do you know that the Bitcoin price currently has actually gone back to the same price where it started in January 2021? So we are actually back all the way where the price was actually around 30,000 in January 2021. So if you ask me, right, those people who think they have already missed out and they never buy, this is a huge opportunity for them to buy. That's why I say CME gap a huge opportunity if you look at it from the point of opportunity. But those of you who think when it was 69, I'm so sorry, guys. I think many of you will be in floating, right, at this moment. And some of you will sink at $45,000, $50,000. You also will be facing the same problem, right? But now will be the nice time to sink, right? Because you're going to see the market rebound. Okay. Now the question is where the market is going to move next. So what is the next prediction of the price of Bitcoin? All right, that's the most important question. And I want to basically probably caution you, okay, and get you ready for the next move, okay, where Bitcoin price is going to go. And probably this will be shocking, guys, but I hope, okay, you will do the necessary and get ready for what is coming, all right? And I'm not saying this will happen 100%. Please take note, okay, disclaimer, all right? I'm not saying this will happen 100% because remember, as I mentioned to you, CME gaps are 80% accuracy. But in most instances, based on my experience trading in the crypto market, most instances I have seen it will fill rather sooner or later. Okay, please take note. So let's move on. Now, I believe, okay, I foresee there will be another final correction for Bitcoin. All right, so we might be looking at the next correction of the Bitcoin. And why I'm saying that, okay, and why I'm saying that probably this could be probably a 60-40 probability. Okay, I'm not saying it's 100%, but I just want to give you some knowledge so that you are ready for what is coming. Okay, please take note of that. So this is just a future cast. If it's happened, it's happened. If it doesn't happen, if it's actually moved upward, God bless you. But I believe even if it's moved upward, we might see another correction before we see the real bull run taking place. Okay, so we might see bullish, but bullish trend doesn't mean bullish market. Okay, please take note. Bearish trend doesn't mean bearish market. Okay, please take note. All right. So now, what are we looking at? Now, this might shock you, but I just want to make sure you understand where we are going. Now, if you look, all right, if you look over here, we have already filled the CME gap, okay, which is around 32,000 or 33,000. But let me just shock you. There is another CME gap at $24,740 that has not been filled yet. All right. So as I mentioned to you, there is another CME gap, which is actually December 2020, and that is about 24,000 that is yet to be filled. But please, okay, there's a disclaimer here. I don't want any one of you to tell me, oh, Dr. John predicted next will be 24. Now, I'm not saying this can be 100%. Remember, CME accuracy is about 70 to 80%. And there are instances that this gap will never fill. Do you know that people thought that this August gap will never fill? Because they thought that it's going to go to 100,000. And nobody actually was prepared for this reversal to take place, and it actually filled the gap. And now please understand, we are just close to actually come down, right? For the next gap to be filled, because there is another final gap there in the CME, okay, in the CME futures that most probably it will be filled. All right. Now let's look into something here. Okay, from December to the August gap, it was about 8 months for this gap to be created. Right, and then from August up to the January just recently, okay, it is actually filled. It is about 5 months. All right, so you can see the difference over here. Okay, just to give you some time frame here. Okay, but I don't have a time frame. Okay, so please understand, there's no timeline, there's no time frame. I don't want to give any time frame. But what I would like to say is that there is another gap there that is waiting to be filled. So we might see some bullish trend upward. We might see another correction taking place, because if you go back to Elliott theory wave theory, you will see there are certain correction that has to take place before we can see real bull run taking place. All right, please take note. So, and I think there are some whales. Okay, you can see whales are not buying now. Why? Why is it price already at the 33,000, but the whales are not buying? Why? Because the whales know there is another gap to be filled, most probably. So they might be waiting for the next bearish move before they actually go in and buy as much Bitcoin they could. And that is where we're going to see the bullish trend, okay, it will start to break, okay, break open and start to see bullish trend, and it will take everyone by surprise. All right. So I hope, okay, this is really adding significant value, guys. If this is If this classified information is beneficial to you, please put up something there in the chat room and let me know what you think, because not everyone look at this kind of data, because everybody is just wanting to see market going up. Nobody wants a bad news, right? Nobody wants to hear market coming down. But let me tell you something. If market comes down at this point and you are ready, I told you, right? All-time high, try to close your trade. Close all your sin strategy, all right? And some of you probably can go for a vacation, a few more weeks or few more months and wait until the market comes down and then sin strategy, right? And some of you may say, okay, all right, let's just wait, cancel the sing and wait and do a JD 100x leverage and make money while we wait for the market to come down, and then we will sing again and so on. Now, all these things, right, is up to your own judgment. I'm not going to tell you guys anything because you are in control of your own sin strategy. Okay, so please take note of this information. So if there's an opportunity, if the market goes up, all right, I believe that we might be able to see another correction. Okay, so I hope this insight, okay, this intelligence are really helpful. Probably it will have a lot of value. Now you might be a little bit more cautious, right? So you will be a little bit more cautious knowing that there is another gap to be filled. But as I mentioned to you, okay, please understand there are instances that the gap is not filled for 6 months or even for 2 years and so on. Remember, look at this, December to January, right? 2020 to 2022, you are talking about how many months is that? The gap was not filled for so many months, and suddenly the gap was filled. This just doesn't make sense, but this is how crypto market is. Okay, crypto market is volatile. It gives you surprises. That's why when people say Bitcoin cannot go up again, sometimes I laugh because they don't know what they are talking about. Right? When people say, oh, it is already 100K and it cannot go down, who told you so? It can just go down in just few days. You can see how many thousands, how many $1 trillion, okay, billions are getting liquidated just because Bitcoin price is going down. All right. So please take note of this information. I hope this is really helpful. I really hope this is adding value to each and every one of you. This is something special if you are part of JD Winner, JD 10X. All right, I try to try to warn you, try to preempt you early, all right, so that you know where the market is, and this is part of this prophetic direction or insight into the market, okay, into the marketplace, understanding where the market is, so that you are ready, right? You will be ready, or else you get disappointed when the market goes down and when you are not ready. Okay, so that's the most important thing. So